What happens when two of Hollywood's most legendary friends reunite for a film so intense, so brutal, that audiences left theaters in complete silence? Today, we're diving deep into The Rip, the action thriller that's currently dominating Netflix and leaving viewers absolutely shaken. But here's what nobody's talking about. This isn't just another action movie. There's something darker lurking beneath the surface. Something that connects back to a real, unsolved mystery from 2019. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why some people think this film was never meant to be made. Let me take you back to where it all started. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon, two names that have been intertwined since childhood, best friends who conquered Hollywood together with Good Will Hunting. But after that massive success, something changed. They rarely worked together. Sure, they'd appear in each other's projects here and there, but a true collaboration, that became rare, almost suspiciously rare. Then, in 2024, whispers started circulating in Hollywood. Ben Affleck and Matt Damon were teaming up again, not for a feel-good drama, not for a comedy, for something brutal, something that would push both of them to places they'd never gone before as actors. The Rip tells the story of two ex-military contractors, Marcus and Joel, played by Affleck and Damon, respectively. On the surface, it's about a heist gone wrong in the Alaskan wilderness. They're hired to retrieve a case. That's it. Simple job. Get in, get the case, get out. But nothing is simple in The Rip. Within the first 15 minutes, the mission falls apart. Their team is ambushed. Everyone's killed except Marcus and Joel. And here's where it gets interesting. They don't know who betrayed them. They don't know what's actually in the case, and they're being hunted by people who seem to know their every move. The film becomes a psychological nightmare. As they trek through frozen mountains, temperatures dropping, resources dwindling, the paranoia sets in. Is Marcus the mole? Is Joel? Can they trust each other after all these years, or has money corrupted one of them? Director Gavin O'Connor, the man behind The Accountant and Warrior, shoots this film like a horror movie. Long takes, minimal dialogue, just two men, a briefcase, and the crushing weight of suspicion. The action sequences are visceral and realistic. No CGI explosions, no Hollywood glamour. Just brutal, hand-to-hand combat in sub-zero temperatures. But here's where things get weird. During production in early 2025, rumors started leaking from the set. Cast and crew members reported strange occurrences, equipment malfunctioning in patterns, footage corrupting but only specific scenes, always the scenes involving the briefcase. One crew member who requested anonymity told a small film blog that they found documents in their trailer, documents they'd never seen before. Documents about a real military operation from 2019 called Operation Coldfall, an operation that officially never existed. According to these leaked documents, Operation Coldfall involved two contractors who were sent to retrieve classified materials from a downed aircraft in Alaska. The contractors disappeared. The case was never found. The entire operation was scrubbed from military records. Sound familiar? Now, the studio denied everything, called it marketing, called it a hoax. But here's what they couldn't explain. 3 weeks before The Rip's theatrical release, one of the film's producers received a cease and desist letter from a law firm representing unknown clients. The letter demanded scenes be cut, specifically scenes in the final act of the film. The studio refused. 2 days later, the producer's home was broken into. Nothing was stolen, but his computer was accessed. Files were opened. Only files related to The Rip. The film released anyway in January 2026 with massive box office numbers. Critics called it a masterpiece. Audiences were stunned. But there was something else happening. Online forums started filling up with posts from people claiming they recognized locations in the film, not from the official shooting locations in Canada, but from Alaska, from places near where Operation Coldfall allegedly took place. Then there's the briefcase. In the film, we never see what's inside. Even at the end, when Marcus and Joel finally open it in the film's climactic scene, the camera stays on their faces. We see their reactions. Horror. Absolute horror. But we never see the contents. Affleck and Damon have both refused to discuss this in interviews. Every time a journalist asks what was in the case, they deflect. They change the subject. In one interview, Damon was asked directly, "What did you see when you opened that case?" He stared at the interviewer for a full 10 seconds before saying, "Some things are better left closed." The film's ending is what's really disturbing people. After everything Marcus and Joel go through, after all the bloodshed and betrayal, they make it out. They survive. They deliver the case to their contact, and as they're walking away, free and clear, the contact opens the case. We still don't see inside, but we hear something, a sound. It's faint, almost like breathing. The camera cuts back to Marcus and Joel. They're in a bar trying to forget everything that happened. Marcus goes to the bathroom. When he looks in the mirror, there's something behind him, a shadow. But when he turns around, nothing's there. Cut to Joel at the bar. His phone rings. Unknown number. He answers. Silence on the other end. Then, very faintly, he hears his own voice saying things he never said, describing things he never saw. The screen goes black. No credits, just black, for a full 30 seconds. Then, in white text, "Some missions never end." Audiences have been trying to decode this ending for weeks. What was in the case? Were Marcus and Joel compromised? Is the shadow real or psychological? And why does Joel hear his own voice saying things he never said? Here's the theory that's gaining traction online. What if the rip isn't fiction? What if Affleck and Damon were approached by someone who knew about Operation Coldfall? What if they were given the real story, the real documents, and told to make it into a film as a way of revealing the truth without actually revealing the truth? It sounds insane, but consider this. The level of detail in the film about military protocol, about the specific geography of northern Alaska, about extraction procedures. Consultants have confirmed that these details are too accurate, too specific. This isn't something you get from Google research. And there's something else. In the film's credits, there's a name listed under special thanks. Just a name, no context. The name is Thomas Whitmore. When people started searching for Thomas Whitmore, they found nothing. No LinkedIn, no public records. It's like the person doesn't exist. Or like the person existed and was erased. Netflix acquired streaming rights to The Rip in a deal reportedly worth over $200 million, the highest amount ever paid for a theatrical film's streaming rights. Why would they pay that much? What do they know that we don't? Since the film hit Netflix 3 days ago, it's been the #1 movie globally. But there's been a strange trend. People are reporting that certain scenes seem different from the theatrical version. Slight changes in dialogue, different camera angles. In one scene, where Marcus finds a frozen body in the snow, theatrical viewers swear the face was obscured, but in the Netflix version, the face is visible for a split second. People have been freeze-framing that moment, trying to identify the face. So far, no matches, but the face looks military, tactical gear, and on the uniform, barely visible, is a patch that matches the alleged Operation Coldfall insignia. I want to show you something. This is a screenshot from the film. Look at the background. Behind Joel in the abandoned cabin scene, there's a bulletin board. On that board are photos. They're blurry, clearly not meant to be focused on, but when you enhance the image, those photos show real people, not actors, real people in real military situations. Who are they? Why are there photos in this film? The studio hasn't commented. Affleck and Damon remain silent, and Netflix, they've actively been removing online discussions about these discoveries. Threads on Reddit disappear. YouTube videos analyzing these details get demonetized or removed entirely for violating community guidelines. What are they hiding? Here's what keeps me up at night. In the final scene, when the screen goes black and that text appears, "Some missions never end," there's audio underneath. It's barely audible. You need to crank your volume to max and use headphones. When you do, you hear coordinates being read, latitude and longitude. People have plugged those coordinates into Google Maps. They point to a location in Alaska, middle of nowhere. No roads, no structures visible on satellite. But when you zoom in as far as possible, there's a disturbance in the snow, something that looks like it was recently dug up or covered up. Nobody's traveled there yet. It's too remote, too dangerous, but it's only a matter of time. The Rip has become more than a movie. It's become an obsession, a mystery that pulls you deeper the more you look. And maybe that's the point. Maybe someone wanted us to look, wanted us to ask questions, wanted us to find what's really out there in that frozen wasteland. Or maybe it's all just brilliant marketing, a film that blurs the line between fiction and reality so perfectly that we can't tell the difference anymore. But I'll leave you with this. 3 days ago, a user on an obscure message board posted something. They claimed to be a former intelligence officer. They said, "Watch The Rip carefully. It's not entertainment, it's a confession. And when enough people see it, when enough people understand, they'll have no choice but to acknowledge what really happened." The post was deleted within an hour. The user's account vanished. I managed to save a screenshot. At the bottom of the post, there was one final line. Marcus and Joel made it out. The other 6 didn't. And what they found in that case is still out there, waiting. So tonight, when you watch The Rip on Netflix, pay attention. Listen to the silences. Watch the backgrounds. And whatever you do, don't convince yourself it's just a movie. Because somewhere in Alaska, there's a case. And inside that case is something that 2 of Hollywood's biggest stars saw. Something that made them look terrified. Something real. Sleep well.